intro things for videos. I need work on those more. uh, Hello, hi, welcome to stream. I'm Fabulous Femboy. This is stream number 3 of the Fist Only run. My goal right now is to clear the entirety of the underground today. And, I mean, today's usually my streaming day anyway, so probably just gonna be on here for extra long. Uh, because I want to clear the entirety of the underground. That is Nokron, that's Noxtella, that is the base of the Erd Tree, all of that. And then after that, we'll move on to the Altus Plateau. Wait, was there something right there behind the tree and I was just dumb? It was! I knew I saw a shiny over here. So yeah, I want to clear out the entirety of this area down here and beat the thing that's in there. I then want to go and enter the upper area of Shifa River. Because I did defeat Radon last stream. And so that section of the game is open to me. Alright, let's see how much damage I can do to this guy real quick. Get him in the butt. Oh, shit. Damn, I'm kicking this dude's ass. This is awesome. You make me nervous. Alaska's a scary place. I would argue with you, but Alaska also is, like, does have a really high murder rate, so you're not wrong. I meant, like, cold and animals, not people. Well, animals not so much, unless you're just being a fucking idiot. Because, like, most of the animals just, like, mind their own business. Which, like, I don't know if that's just, like, a me experience, or, like, an Alaskan experience, or what, but, like, all wild animals are individuals, and if you just give them the respect an individual is deserving of, then they won't fuck with you. But respect is mutual, so you gotta give them something to respect, I guess. I don't know. Fab trying to pretend he didn't wrestle a bear for his 10th birthday like all Alaskans. I did not wrestle a bear. What grade was I in when I was 10? I wasn't in middle school yet. I was thinking about middle school because we do actually have a middle school survival trip. So I would have been 12? 13? Something like that. Because it is mostly uninhabited, so they do send us into the woods. With training, not just, hey, good luck, have fun, don't die. It's crazy how they just send you into the woods and tell you to come back alive. Well, they didn't quite do that. They did, hold on, let me... Yeah, so they do, like, have... What's the word? Not guides. Like, they have parents come along with us as well. Chauffeurs! Chaperones! It's chaperones, that's the word. There's like a should, no, not quite, yeah. They do send chaperones. And the chaperones are there just to make sure that we don't do anything stupid. But, like, we bring rice, we bring fishing equipment. And by fishing equipment, I mean, like, a line and some hooks. Fire starting materials. And a sleeping bag and a tarp. But, yeah. Define stupid. Making sure you don't starve to death. Making sure you don't eat something poisonous or raw. Making sure you don't set yourself on fire. I feel like I already said that one. Making sure that you don't get hypothermia. Wait, they leave you in the woods long enough that starvation is a risk? Not actually starvation. If anything, the bigger risk is just eating bad food. Because you're only out there for like 3 days. But if you do something like get fucking giardia or beaver fever, then that will lead to some health complications. There's also eating bad shellfish, because that can give you paralytic shellfish poisoning, and you die from paralyzed organs. Munch on that raw rice. And then that's another thing, is getting your hands on fresh sources of water. Alaska is safe, by the way. I never said that. I never said it was safe. Or maybe I did. I don't think I did. That would be dumb if I did. But, like, you just can't be stupid. Like, don't go up and try to, like, hug a bear, sort of thing. Don't, fuck with the animals unless you're planning on actively killing them. So if you look at it nicely, it's a fun 3-day holiday in the woods, and if you look at it the other way, you're trying to kill the weak kids off. I mean, a little bit. So, like, I fully understand why the survival trip is important, and I can get behind it. Because, Alaska is mostly uninhabited. It's like 2 people per square mile throughout the whole state. Like, there are so many islands around where I live that are mostly empty, including the island that I'm on. Like, 90% of it, I want to say, like, 90% of it might be underselling how much of this island is uninhabited. But, yeah, like, there's next to no one on this island. And so, if you are, say, on a boat with your family, and you get into a wreck because of weather, you need to know how to survive long enough to find safety or call for help. Docs, we know he's on an island. You fuckers have always known I'm on an island. I've never not stated that. But I'm on an island in southeast Alaska, which is an archipelago of islands. So it's stopping someone from just claiming one of those empty islands and building a castle. Not too much, to be honest. Other than your ability to do so. Although a lot of the property has already been, like, sectioned off? I don't know what the term is. But, like, there are property lines set up everywhere. It's just a matter of whether or not you want to buy it. So this is one of the bosses I have the trouble with when it comes to fists because of just how gangly they are. But if I hit, I fucking hit. Ooh, that was good damage right there. I almost don't want to lock on because of the range. There we are. Okay, I'm safe. So in D&D campaigns where the players kill the evil king, do they realize they just create a power vacuum that will be worse? I mean, that depends on the story. So if you're trying to play something that's more political intrigue focused, then yeah, that can be a result of killing the evil king. Usually the narrative when it comes to having an evil king is that they are like a recent lord, or they've only or they're like someone who's only recently come into power, or they are like a raider king sort of deal, where they don't like control a lot of land, but they're going around like harassing a lot of people. That's usually how it works out. So you generally don't have to worry about that too much. or they make it very obvious that it's like, hey, this guy has quite literally cursed the land, and the curse will remain so long as he's alive, so we need to kill him to remove the curse on the land. He, so they usually become like a more like mythological entity rather than like an actual person of political power. So a person from the news around here is look English. Oh my god. A person from the news uh, is going to be doing a piece on TTRPGs in my town because a lot of people actually play TTRPGs around here. And they're curious as to why, or like what the attraction of it is. So I've been like mulling over things in my head for a bit about it. And like as I like think about it, I was like there's actually like a lot of things going for TTRPGs in general. Cuz like one of the big things is that like even if we're not like just thinking about like the gameplay and like narrative and all this other stuff, it is relatively cheap to get into D&D because like uh sure you have like the upfront cost, but like you can kind of share that upfront cost. Baseline, you just need like 3 books, which is the player's handbook, the monster manual, and the DMG. If we're just talking about D&D, other TTRPGs, you just need 1 book. And there is such a big culture around like homebrewing in these systems that you can adapt a lot of these games to be like other forms of entertainment. You should get into Warhammer. You just need $200 for the models and paint. You'll have the smallest allowed army. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't get into Warhammer, because it's a huge fucking paywall. Oop. Hey, very nice. Okay. Technically speaking, all you need is one phone or a laptop because you can read all D&D's rules through stuff like Beyond. That's also true. Alternatively, you can get Tabletop Simulator on Steam and play Warhammer or D&D without going into debt. They have base stuff available for free. Make the rest up. Yeah, but these are all things that are reiterating that it's really cheap to actually get into TTRPGs. Pathfinder, for example, especially when it comes to Pathfinder First Edition, has all of their shit online. You don't actually need to buy a book for Pathfinder. And like just the everything does have a certain paywall with it. So like even if you want to like get into board games, like a lot of board games you have to have that specific game and all of its pieces to play that board game. And those board games also take up a lot of space. So like you can have one day where it's like, hey, I want to play like we all want to play like a quick card game. That isn't just using normal playing cards. Like, okay, well let's try using Flux. It's small, it's fast, it's got a lot of variety with it. It's like, okay. You play that for a while. It's like, hey, we want something that's a little more complicated, something more in depth. We want something that has like a bit more like resource management, things like that. It's like, okay, hey, let's try Catan. It's got resource management. It's got some like player politics going on, but it's not that much to learn. And then you're like, well, hold on, we like all this, but now we want to make it more complicated. It's like, all right, so more complicated, so if it's resource management, it's going to be more rules. Let's try playing Scythe. That's going to take several hours to play. It's like, okay, you go through all of that. It's like, hey, really, really like Scythe, but this is taking a really long time. Can we dial it back? So like, and so on and so on and so on. But each and every time you think of one of these things, it's an entirely different game that you have to buy, and each of those takes up a lot of space. Whereas with TTRPGs, a big strength of theirs is that you can just homebrew the rules and stuff to make it fit into these other things, like themes. Like with D&D, very classic kind of dungeon crawl hack and slash sort of thing. And you can be like, hey, we've been doing a lot of dungeon crawling, and it's a lot of just like grind, like like mechanical grind. Can we like dial it back on the mechanics a bit, trying to be more narratively focused? Like, sure, let's kind of like take a step outside and the dungeon that is, and look at other stuff that's going on. Like, hey, why is the dungeon here? What's built around the dungeon? You're getting more into like the politics of the setting. Like, okay, yeah, we like this. Hey, we like this politics thing so much that maybe we can try to be playing out the roles of like the nobles around here that are dealing with this. Like, is this like a world issue? Like, yeah, know what? Hey, you're playing more noble stuff. We're gonna be focused more on like political intrigue things. Sure, why not? And then you go through that. It's like, hey, like, if our obviously we need to hire like assassins and things like that. And we're playing this out a bit. What if we play a campaign where we are the assassins that are being hired by these politicians? Like, oh, okay, so like it's combat. Like, there's still combat, but it's a lot of like infiltration and sneaking around, and blah 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 blah. But like with all of these things, you don't need to buy new books for any of this stuff. You could just keep using the same books. So that's so much variety that you can have with TTRPGs for relatively cheap. I realized I made all that noise. My face did not really change. Again, they're really cheap to get into. They have a huge amount of variety. There's also like a big culture of making your own like house rules and stuff like that. And buying books is just to like help with the experience. It's not a requirement for the experience. And it's also an inside sort of activity, which is really handy for oh Jesus, for where I live, because I live in a rainforest. So no one really wants to be outside. So once you hit fall, it is just constantly overcast and rains pretty often until the end of spring, which is not a great environment for outside activities unless you have the equipment. And so you have people that want to hang out with other people. They don't want to do it outside, and people don't want to have to burn money every time they want to hang out. So D&D is a great way to do a lot of that stuff. It also has a lot of variation what you do, which is also great. It's also a game that gets a lot into like philosophy and psychology, which you wouldn't initially think of. But when you have someone that's like, hey, I'm going to use magic to wrest the free will from this person and tell them to kill themselves, is really fucked up. When you think about it. But like there is stuff in D&D that does allow for that. Or if not just kill themselves, you can have them fight their friends, and they can't really do much about it. And it might be like a good idea at the time, but then you can have like a sit-down conversation and just be like, hey, that was kind of dark. Do we want to talk about that? Or like the spell heat metal, and being like, hey, you said this guy has like metal fillings in his teeth? Yeah, I cast heat metal on his teeth. Technically you can do that, but Jesus Christ. And so, like, yes, it is a game, but it's a game that has a lot of shit going for it. You have a lot of story stuff. You have a lot of, like, social dynamics going on. You got a lot of cooperation. It's a lot. And also for that reason that it's very hit or miss with people, because because like with board games, your experience with the game is very crafted and articulated. It's like, this is the exact way to play the game. It's very like consistent when it comes to board games. But when it comes to TTRPGs, when it comes to D&D and Pathfinder and what have you, a lot of your experience with the game depends so heavily on who you play with. It is such a huge facet of it that having a bad DM uh, can drive people away from D&D for like the rest of their lives. Which, like, I get that. I really do. And I've seen it happen. And I've had bad DMs. And if I'm like, wow, this is... And, like, I've had thoughts of, like, if this was, like, the guy that ran the game for me when I was first starting out, I wouldn't want to fucking be here. And there are a few games that are like that. Magic is one of those, too. Because, like... Magic the Gathering has so much shit going on, and if you if the first person you play with is the guy who just builds nothing but infinite combo decks or decks that prevent you from playing the fucking game, and that's what your first experience with Magic is, that would not be fucking enjoyable. Some people, to my fucking surprise, do find that to be enjoyable because they view it as like just a challenge, and I don't get it. You fucker! This is getting into the issue I was talking about with the ancestral spirit, where this guy's just so fucking gangly that I can't hit him. Got a poison. Hey, very nice. First try. Alright, hold on. Let me run over here real fast. Right, the poison bird. Cusco's poison. Hey, very nice. What? What? God damn it. So this goes down to Noxtella, and this is the... This place you usually have to do Ronnie's questline to access, but you can also just skip it and take the elevator. How dare you not talk to wife? I have not even been to her castle. Like, actually have not been over there. I will clear out everything in Ronnie's questline and then go and talk to Ronnie. There we are. Jesus. Oh yeah, but like different builds. God, that's one of the things I do always enjoy about the Souls games, is that there's so many ways to like build your character. Which is what kind of like leans into like the replayability of the game, is that like you can do a scythe only, a fist only, sorceries, faith, daggers, fucking everything. You don't have to use magic for running, Nendo. Yeah, there's just so much like variety in the way that you can play these games that offers so much replayability, and it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like a daunting task to replay the game each time. Which is one of the... It's like, I feel like I keep saying one of the things. It's one of the things. It's one of the things. But I mean, it is. Because, like, when it comes to games that have, like, a lot of achievements, they always expect you to like, replay the game. And some of them are the most fucking replayable games in existence. Like, CRPGs. Holy shit, I hate replaying CRPGs so much. Because it's such a long story game. And the whole game focuses on the story so much, and ugh. They're very story-driven and have a big focus on, like, character building and things like that. And for a lot of those things. Like, I do enjoy them, but there's so much shit, like, they have achievements-wise that I just do not enjoy because it requires you to replay the game. And these are games that have a huge emphasis on uh, choices and decision making and who you align with and things like that. That's just, it always feels like a hassle to replay. But yeah, like, there's a CRPG that I did play called Tyranny, and honestly, I fucking loved the game. Like, I really liked it. I do not want to replay that game. When a game has such a strong emphasis on like a really long story, to me that's like reading a novel. And I never reread books. I don't know why. It's just never been a desire for me. Like, I've already read through it once, went through like the whole story. I shouldn't have to read it again, is usually my thought. Unless I'm like trying to like very actively like study it. But even then, yeah. And so when it comes to like very narrative games, I don't want to have to replay it again. Coming back to Elden Ring here, yeah, like, I really enjoy like the replayability of it because even though this game is like as big as it is, you really don't have to focus on the story that much, and that adds so much to the replayability. Like, ooh, I used to be like, hold on. Like, I used to be super into the Warriors books, and I think I ended up rereading them once or twice, but even though I love those books, I just couldn't bring myself to finish rereading them. Exactly. Like, there are certain moments that have, like, an emotional impact, but, you go through it once for, like, the actual story itself, and things like that. But once you reread a book, in my brain, the emotion isn't there anymore. It's just gone. Snap of your fingers. Uh, because you already know what's going to happen, and now all you can do is analyze it. And so, like, games that have a big narrative focus, it just turns all the story that you have to sit through into a slog. It just turns it into this thing that you just have to get through, which isn't fun. It's part of my issue with when I was going through Disco Elysium, is that there are certain achievements that I wanted to do, and then I, like, missed one important thing for one of the achievements, and I'm like, okay, turn the game off. Because I don't want to have to go through the whole thing again to try and get this one achievement, because I missed something. Like, maybe one day I will actually try and get through Disco Elysium achievements and trying to 100% that thing, but just fucking... oh, it takes forever. Elden Ring replayability. The story, you really don't need to care about it. Which, honestly, is a strength, I feel. Because a lot of story-driven games really want you to know what's going on, and so they, like, sit you through a lot of dialogue. Or, like, cutscenes and things like that. And just, like, watching a movie. Like, that's the thing that killed me with Death Stranding. Is that, like, I love the vibes, I love the aesthetic, I love, like, the world building. Holy fucking shit, do I hate the dialogue. The dialogue in that game kills me. And not in, like, a funny haha way, as in a, I want to fucking throw myself off a cliff. And it sucks, because the world building is so interesting. It's such a neat thing that they've made. But why does it have to suck? Yeah, this then comes back to Elden Ring and Dark Souls and all that is that like the story is an optional thing, and because of that, it makes it a lot more replayable because all the story is what you want to look into. It's about you investigating the story if you want to try and figure out what it is. If you don't want to spend all the time understanding what the story of the game is, then you don't need to. $1,600? That's nothing. I could have just dropped down from there. God, I'm an idiot. I really want to make like a big video talking about like the use of color in Elden Ring. Because like, I mean, it could be with like Dark Souls and stuff too, but like Elden Ring is like the biggest one that really leans into it. Where a lot of the Souls games, because they don't give you dialogue for the most part, the only thing that they really tell you about the world is like through items and things like that, and only like a few bits of like character interactions. Because of that, they have to use other forms of storytelling, and a big thing with that is the use of symbols and color. So, like, and like part of that is even getting into like the convention of names, where you have people who are related to each other by having the very first part of their name be the same, or starting with the same letter. So you have Marika, Millicent, there's a few more M names I can't think of off the top of my head. But then you have Radon, Renala, Radigan, Ronnie. Lots of R names symbolizing, hey, these guys are connected. And so they have to like connect so much of the world through the use of like these symbols, because otherwise you're not going to be able to put together a lot of information. Not unless you dig really deep. I think the name says a lot of who their lineage is. Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's part of like how they tell the story, is that like, hey, these demigods' names start with this letter. This denotes who they're related to. I mean, they did that even in Dark Souls, where anything that started with Gwyn was related to Lord Gwyn. So you have Gwyn, Guinevere, Gwyndolin, and technically the Nameless King. But part of all this as well is the use of color, because you have... all the R's is Renala and Radigan, the M's are Marika's children besides Godwyn. Exactly. Jesus Christ. Get fucked, dude. Colors, right, colors. So, because of lack of like storytelling, they like dialogue storytelling, a lot of their storytelling in these games is through symbols and color. Like, you can tell that two things are connected because they may be dressed in red or blue, things like that. Which isn't like that insane, because like these are ways that people even in real life have denoted what faction you belong to. Like the British soldiers being dressed in red. And all of their military donning red, and like red being like a big part of like their symbolism to denote like, hey, we're British. Like, it's not that extreme for Dark Souls and stuff in Elden Ring to use similar symbolism. Ooh, that was a weird twinge. Ooh. For example, when the first colors... I mean, know what? Even here. Let's look at our screen right here. Top left, you have red for health, blue for magic, or just abilities, or, sorry, focus points, FP, and green for stamina. And blue is also the color associated with sorcery, so that already has a connection right there. Green is associated with stamina, and the other thing that's also associated with stamina and the color green are turtles. I mean, for fuck's sake, the turtle shield gives you stamina regen, and so does the turtle talisman. Poison is also green, though, which I find to be interesting. Red, being health, usually associated with the stat of vigor. Red is also associated with the arcane, because everything that uses arcane, well, almost everything, is red in some way. So that's bleed builds. That is the Dragon Communion faith, because their symbol's red. Because bleed has, like, the amount of damage you do with bleed is dependent on how much health the person has. Their health is also red, so there's a connection there. And it's just so fascinating to see, like, how all these things kind of, like, mesh together in different ways, just based on, like, color alone. White is associated with white, or maybe gray, more accurately, is kind of weird, because it's associated with Noxtella, but it's also associated with a lot of, like, crypts. Because you have, like, Ghost Flame and stuff like that. And these crypts are also associated with undead, but, like, not quite. But yeah, like, this is the reason why I want to try and do, like, a video focused on, like, all of the use of color in Elden Ring, because that'd be so just fucking cool. And it even allows you to go so far as just, like, what equipment do people have? What abilities do they have? Because, sorry, I'm focusing more on the symbolism thing rather than the color thing now. Because, like, the abilities that people have also denotes who they are aligned to, in a way. Like, what's it like with, like, your starting character options, you have different your different, like, starting classes that have different abilities. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Fuck you! Right, starting classes, that's where I was. One of your starting classes is a, like, not quite a sorcerer. He's like the prisoner, right? He has access to Karian spells, which are usually closely guarded, and you don't get access to them. Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you fucking... There we go. See? That's how easy it should have fucking been. Fucking hell. Fuck you! God fucking damn it. Why am I mad? You're alive? You respawn? That's bullshit. I guess this might be a way to farm those larval tears, I guess. Or not. Fuck you. Haha! Motherfucker! I guess you can sneak up on them. Sure. Whatever. Why not? They have eyes. Death bad, death bad. You bitch! You death blighted me! I'll figure out how to kill the dragonkin that's over there at some point. Damn, it fills so fucking fast. What the hell? Well, what was even the fucking point? Well, I guess I'll just unlock as much of this as I can. Because, I mean, yeah, if I'm gonna be rotted, I'm just gonna hit up all these. I don't need to get out of the rot at all. Perfect! Hey, fascinated by all like the symbolism that goes into a lot of this stuff. Like on these statues, like really big, wise-looking fellas here, and you can see like these roots coming out of them, and they have like these stone tablets, and those stone tablets are the same ones that are in like the rib cages of trolls. And I just want to know what the deal with that is. Are like those supposed to be giants like back in the day? Because that would explain why some of their structures are just so goddamn big. It's that they were designed for giants. Fast travel over here so they don't die. Oh, motherfucker. Alright. I got to evacuate. Hold on. Okay, maybe I'm not evacuating. The fire alarm just stopped. Let me get set back up. Oh, it scales off of strength and dexterity. That's actually really good. Could I actually do like a bunch of damage with this stupid rock? Okay, maybe not. Whoop, too fast. Oh! I thought his arm was missing a bunch. It's because it was buried. Oop, too fast. Oh, I'm alive, alive, alive. Heal. Woo! You bitch! You put me into the rot, you fucker! God damn it. Fucking asshole. Whoa! Jump attack is crazy! Holy shit! Stay the fuck still, you big fucking bitch. You can't tell, I'm getting a little frustrated that I'm missing all my attacks. I need to... Oh, god damn it. I'm fucking dead again because I'm in the fucking sludge. Fuck off. I can just stand over here? I don't have to actually get into the... Oh my god. Ouch. God fucking fuck you. Whoop! You fucker! God fucking fuck you. Again, I don't know why I'm getting mad. Alright, this bitch is gonna come up and yoink me. Fucking bitch. Fucking fuck you. God, I hate that yoink. It does so much damage. Whoa, okay, it can't hit me here. I forgot that you could bleed him. I forgot that you could bleed him. And it's such like a weird thing. Like I get that this is supposed to be Godwin. But like why does he look like that? There's obviously some form of symbolism that I am unfamiliar with. Holy fucking fuck you, dude, Jesus. I missed him? Are you fucking for real? Oh, shit. Yeah, fuck it. I'll let them kill me. I gotta get my food. Such is life. God damn it. Okay, so we'll put that right there because I don't have the armor or health to really deal with all those guys yet. So we'll leave it there for now. Whoa! Whoa, holy shit! Hi! Hello! Thank you for the raid, your local gen. Welcome to stream. Hi, everyone. I am the fabulous femboy. Welcome, raiders. I am doing a fists-only run of Elden Ring right now. But I... Hold on. Whoop! And, heal. Ah, just did some chatting. Nice! You bitch! You bitch! No! Oh no, he's in his phase 2. Or I guess she? I don't actually know. Woo! Damn it! Damn you, depth perception! Fuck. Nope. Hoya! Ha-pa-pa-da! Whoop! Whoop! Get wrecked, nerd! Damn you, depth perception! There we go. Alright. Shake my head, over leveled. I know. Alright, there's Miriam. Ah, fuck you! There we go. There we go. But, like, I know that, like, the sides of it are wider than, like, right in front of it. 100,000 for that? I missed? Fuck you. Ow. Ah, you bitch. I just need to tap the fucking... Fuck you! Ah, for fuck's sake. Fuck you! Right when I was about to knock off his fucking... Again, I missed it. Whoop! Whoa. Okay. Immediately? God damn it. Yeah, I guess I'll just aim for the horse, because I think that's going to be a bit easier for my camera. There we go. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, again, I'm doing a crazy amount of damage to this fucking dude. Damn, your damage is literally a flat 1,000. Yeah, every time I do a jump attack at his face, it's 1,000 damage. These guys are super hard to break. What the fuck? Ouch. Alright. So, okay. Hold on. I got something here. Youch! Ouch! Fuck you! You're such a gangly bastard. Woo! Ow! Fuck! Come on, do the spinnies. That's not the spinnies! Wrong spinnies! Bad spinnies! Yes, those are the spinnies. Ah, fuck you! Yeah, these guys are kind of always rough. In my opinion, they're super fun to fight. Like... I don't know. So, one of the things that I run into with the Souls games is that the bosses that people like, oh my god, this is such a fun fight, I love this fight so much, yada yada yada, are usually the bosses that I hate the fucking most. And the reason why people like these fights is because they have a lot of shit going on and there's supposed to be like a lot of back and forth. For me, it just becomes a thing of like, that's just more shit that I have to keep track of. And that's why I don't like it. And I know that I don't view bosses in the same way as a lot of people do. And like, for me, and like, an example of this is that people will be like, oh my god, I really love this boss's music. Oh, he's got really good music, that sort of stuff. My thing is that, like, if you have enough time to pay attention to the music, then you're not... then you are losing way too much to a boss, essentially. Damn! That went so much better. What the fuck? I mean, I'm way more leveled than I was the first time I fought this guy, so I can't say I'm surprised, but Jesus Christ. To be honest, I have the opposite mentality. I'm not going to say doing too much damage is not fighting the boss, but in my opinion, it takes away from the experience of fighting them. Like, I can understand that to a certain degree, but, like, that's assuming that you are playing a very, like, dex-focused build. Oh, Pollyanna. Yeah, I'll summon you, because you're an actual, like, lore-specific thing here, and also there's a little bullshit over here. But, like, that's assuming that you're doing a bunch of dodging and parrying and things like that. If you're, say, a guy in heavy armor with a big shield, your dynamic is block until you have an opening, hit the guy, and then keep blocking until you have an opening. Which is what I like. I like wearing heavy armor. I like being a tank. And that is not something that fits with that, ideally. Right. Like, my bowl's doing... Okay, hold on. I'll read that in a second once I'm done with the meal. Whoop! Ah! It's the axe guys. I gotta be careful here. Ah! There we go. Okay. Like, the thing that comes to me for that is that is ultimately the culmination of an intelligence build. Like, if you're gonna be a caster, like, that is, like, the setup. Is that, sure, it's cheesy, but it is a single-player game. And because of that, in my mind, there's no such thing, ultimately. If you can beat the boss, you beat the boss. Even if it is doing a bunch of whack-ass nonsense, you beat the boss. Congratulations. The game, the game's goal is to fuck you over. So why give it a courtesy, I guess, might be the way to put it. Because, like, part of the, I guess, philosophy of the game is that it is not, it is unbalanced, but also, hold on. Like, it is, to an extent, unbalanced. In the sense of there's a lot of damage going on, and the odds are stacked against you, intrinsically. And thus, the expectation of the game is that you will make yourself unbalanced to fight the enemy. Because the goal of the enemy is to defeat you. And so you should be doing what you can to defeat them. Bro, let me hit you! Jesus. There we go. Where's your recharge of all wizards? Hey. Hey, yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. Or, yeah, that's like way at the bottom. Yeah, I already got the runes. Unfortunate. That was the easiest time I've ever had with Giza. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was bad. Okay. Hmm. Okay, sure. That seemed easy. And oop, I missed him again. Oh my god. Woo! Damn! That's not worth it. That's so little damage. Yeah, so right card I know is going to be a huge pain. Melania is also going to be a huge pain. I might try taking this character into DLC and seeing how that goes. Because there's some fun fist weapons in the DLC, where it's like whole martial arts. It's pretty sick, honestly. Hello, Wormy. How ya doing? There we go. Whoop. Didn't even need to stagger. Perfect. Perfect. Now we got another one to kill. $20,000. That's not bad. Hey, very nice. Oh, you're worthless. You're like 2,000. Easy work. Ah, there you are. Hey, very nice. Woo! Ouch. That's a bright fucking tree. Holy crap. Hey, there we go. I see. That's what's over here. That wasn't too bad. There you are. Youch. Lanciax is almost dead. Come on. Hey. Very nice. Ouch. There we go. Ouch. It wasn't bad at all. Once I clear this grave, I'm gonna fight the Draconic Sentinel, and then once I fight that Sentinel, I'm gonna call the stream there because I am approaching 7 hours at this point. Yep, it is you. What? That goes through pillars? Alright. Not gonna lie, I wish all Crucible Knights were unique and named. That would make them way more intimidating. I mean, kind of their lore is that they are supposed to be very unique and uncommon. So that would totally make sense, especially since most of them don't actually, like, respawn. Hey, holy fuck. That was surprising. I wasn't expecting to actually beat that first try. Okay, let's try this. Ah, I jumped into that. Hot damn! Ah. 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 Much better damage than what I was doing. Very nice! I thought that was going to take way longer, to be honest. This would be a good pickup spot for next time. I'm going to work on Mount Gelmir and Lanedale as my goals. Shouldn't be too big of a hassle. And with that, thank you all for hanging out with me. This is going surprisingly well. And I hope you all have a fabulous day. Bye bye.